Morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, February 10th, and today we will cover the trades for TSLY and CONY. As you know, Saturday is typically the busiest video because on Friday, that's when all of their weekly calls expire. Sometimes they close them, earlier, like a Thursday. Sometimes they don't. But for TSLY, as you can see, these are the intraday trades. So they closed all of their positions yesterday. They had a 190 and a 192.50. It kind of came down to the wire. But in the end, they lost, which we'll get into. And then they decided to use those same exact contracts into next week. And they chose a 195 and 197.50. And we'll get into those in a second. There is no synthetic share additions. So I guess, maybe they just, didn't add them, or they'll wait till next week. I'm sure they had a very busy day deciding what to do with these funds. But I don't know. I don't think they thought too hard, though. And I'll show you why. So let's get into the synthetics real quick. We have the synthetic 220, which they haven't added to since January 29th. This holds 30,445 contracts. This has a 220 strike. Tesla is now up to 193.57. So it's recovering. Very, very good. This one expires March 15th. So we have time. We have more than a month to get there. And we may certainly get there. But as of today, or as of Friday close, we show that it cost about $76.8 million to close it. But again, kind of irrelevant because it's still very early. Before we have time before expiration. Now we have the synthetic 185, which is doing very, very well. As I mentioned, Tesla is at 193.57. Since it's above the strike of the synthetic will make money. So if it stays above by expiration, we will make money. As of today, we can make about 11 million if we close the position. But obviously, what I've experienced with these funds is they typically wait till at least $10 above. I don't know, maybe it's a percentage wise, but I would think at least until 195, they would not close this out and roll it. Maybe they'll roll it into the 220, right? That one seemed like it didn't have a chance, but in the end, it may have a chance. But anyway, enough about synthetics. Let's get into the fun part. All right, so how did we do yesterday? Well, let's put up both days. We had how many good days did we have? Just look at this week. February 6th, up. 7th, up. 8th, up. 9th, up. So yesterday was the 9th. Tesla went up 2.12% if you look on row 12. And TSLY was only able to capture 1.71%. We were capped. And we also lost money on the calls, which I'll show in a second. But anyway, obviously a very good week for Tesla, right? So if you look at the 5th, I think the 5th was Monday, right? Yeah, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, yeah. All right, so the Monday was down, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, obviously we look like we're trending upwards, which is really good. All right, so now let's look at the weekly calls that expired February 9th, okay? Look at the break-evens. I spoke of the break-evens. Let me just try to get that bottom part out of there. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So I spoke of the break-evens. The break-even, in short, we wanted it below 191, right? But some of these, the one at the top, we had a break-even of 195. So, that one was okay. But the one below that, we had a break-even. Well, Tesla closed, what did Tesla close at? 193, okay. 193.57. So we did not make money on the 20,225 contracts, right? So we had to pay, 329. So look at there's two strikes, 190 and 192.50. So the 192.50, which it had 20,820 contracts, we made money. Okay, if you look, 80 cents to close row 4, we got 264 in premium. Okay, that's a win. And then we have the was it row 6, we got $1.48 in premium for that one. It cost 80 cents to close, okay? So if you scroll to the right, profit loss is green. I'll have to zoom out. There you go. Profit loss is green. We made 110,000 and 1.3 million, okay? However, the 190 kind of got not destroyed, but it lost, all right? So you see how much we paid. We paid $3.29 per share to close out the 190 position. Because again, Tesla closed above that. It closed above the break even. So if it closes above the break even price, then we're going to pay more money than what, we got in return, right? In the beginning, we got money for premium when we sold the call. Now we're paying more to close it. So essentially, selling that call was a loss. And if you look to the right, here's the loss. We lost 2.4 million in, row 5. We lost 62,000, 30,000, and 37,000. So when all said and done, the February 9th, all of the contracts, we lost $1 million. Okay. It's, they just had a perfect month. So, okay, we'll give them a break, right? We'll give them a break on that. Last week, what did they sell? They sold about 3% out of the money at most, right? Okay, so that was risky, yes. And this showed, okay, they did not yield anything, right? This is what this is not YieldMax. This is yield nothing, right? Yield nothing this week. So they did not make money whatsoever, all right? Just pointing that out. They did not make money. And this happens. And again, we'll give them a pass, right? They had a perfect month. Great January. Good job, fund managers. But you went a little too close to the money last week, and guess what? We got burnt. So we're now not making money already on the short calls for this month. All right, so let's look at next week's. So February 16th is next Friday. So they decided to scatter this into 2 contracts. They have 21,175 contracts. They got 361. That's a high price target. But they chose a strike of 195. Tesla is at 193.57. Okay? This is 0.74% out of the money. All right? You heard that right. They sold more than half of their contracts, 0.74% out of the money. All right? What did they do with the other one? That one better be way out of the money. Well, not really. 20,820 contracts with a 197.50. Barely 2% out of the money. 2.03% out of the money. Obviously, they got a nasty credit, a sweet credit. A lot of money right there, $13 million, right? So do they really think this upward trend that Tesla's doing is over? Is there news coming out? Is there another court case that's just going to bring us down? I mean, I sure as hell hope so. But before I even got into that, I'm like, all right, let's give them a break. Maybe they sold the calls early in the day, right? And it was 3% out of the money at that time, right? So if I look at I go to Thinkorswim, I check out the 195 strike, and I see, okay, when did a premium of 361 get paid? Okay, so 195 strike, 361. Remember that. All right, so here it is, right? 195 strike, you see at the top, 216 expiration, and I mapped it to 361. Sorry, I don't want to zoom in because sometimes it screws up. But you can see the green line, 361, and then it meets right at that point, 1555. That's 355. Okay, they did this at 355. So they purposely chose 0.74% out of the money. All right, what? All right, so what were the other strikes? Let's go down, all the way down. Okay, so we had, what would they have made on other strikes? So if we go out 197.50, that's 2.04% out of the money with those same contracts at the same time. Well, plus or minus. I didn't, these credits, these open prices are estimations. I think, it's not the exact, but they would have got 5.8 million had they chose 2% out of the money for the, again, they chose the other half of the contracts for that price. So that's okay. But what about the 200 strike, 3.33% out of the money? They still would have got 4.1 million. 202.50, they would have got 3 million. 205, which is 5.91% out of the money, which if you're in a little bullish run, maybe you pick that. They would have got 2 million. How much per share? Well, they're getting about 9 cents per share, but they could have got 7 for the next one, 5 for the next one, 3 for the next one. Okay, so this was on purpose. All right, it looks like they well, unless they hit the wrong button, they purposely chose that strike. And what about the 197.50? Right? Did they want to do 2% out of the money, or was it maybe it was higher? Right? They're scattering. So let's look at the 197.50 and the 260 price. So if we go to Thinkorswim, 197.50, 260 price, that's at 3:50 p.m. So that being said, this was on purpose, okay? They meant to do that. They meant for these strike prices. And that's just all I want. I always want to give them the benefit of the doubt. So they strategically chose these two strike prices. And, I'm not happy. Not one bit. Completely ridiculous. But we'll talk about that on the next page. Cash and treasuries. Where are we at here? It went down. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. What the hell is this doing here? 27 million just hanging out. 2.9. Oh, I didn't finish the formulas. This is obviously just pulling from the above. When I have two trades in one day, I have to duplicate the row. So cash and treasuries is just going to be the same for that day. Wait, what the hell? How is that a different amount? 2.9. I chose the wrong one. God. Happy days, right? Boom. 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 Okay, we're better. All right, cash and treasuries, they went up 8.1 million. And okay, how did they do that? Well, they got premium, a lot of premium, 13 million on the new calls, because they took a very, very high risk. And they paid out a pretty substantial amount yesterday, right? Because they lost, a lot of money. They paid out, what, $7 million, about $8 million or so. So, yeah, that was massive. Paid out $8 million. They made about 13. So that's about 5. Plus, they probably had new outstanding shares. So that would be the 8 million increase in cash and treasuries. Outstanding shares, 89,450,000. Income, 4.4 million. Distribution showing 5 cents. Daily income, 1 cent per day, 0.14% yield. So far, they're doing okay. Because they took, I don't know if they took such a massive risk to keep them positive, but they are positive. But these, keep in mind, these have to end right, man. These contracts, I don't know, man. This is bad. This is bad news. All right. So yeah, here's the summary going into next week. 21,175 contracts, 195 strike, 0.74% out of the money. We're now in the decimal range. We're not even 1% out of the money. We're 0.74% out of the money. 20,820 contracts, 197.50, 2.03% out of the money. Okay. Now, Tesla was trending up towards the end of the week. Most of the week it was trending up. So they must assume or think that Tesla is going to go down. Because, right, they're called YieldMax, so they want to yield the most. But if they keep losing, they just lost last week, all right? They lost. That was not a win last week. They lost, all right? Last week being yesterday. So if you lose, are you real? Like, the fund manager has some balls, man. This is a ballsy move. And I don't even care. I don't give a damn if they're right. But I'm going to be pissed either way. This was awful. Let's just be straightforward. This was awful. Why? Why are you doing this? Tesla. We don't have to yield 50% on Tesla, all right? We can yield 40. We can live. We can yield 30, all right? We're in the upside. We're never going to recover the NAV. Never. I know they don't give a damn about that, but guess what? You're not yielding anything doing this. if Tesla closes above, that little window of a break even, then guess what? We yield nothing. It won't be YieldMax. It'll be yield nothing. But I really hope they're right. And if they're right, I'm not happy either way because I just, wow, man. At least 3%, man. It's just insane, man. You might as well just do out the money at this point. Might as well go in the money. What the hell's the difference? All right, 30-day IV, 41%. TSLY price is at $8.90. And guess what? We show a whopping potential of 12 cents. Wow, 12 cents. So if Tesla goes up, $20 next week, we will capture 12 cents. Right? There's our recovery. So we'll capture 12 cents and we'll lose crap load of money on the calls and we'll yield nothing. Yes, of course our synthetic will make money, but I'm not in it. We're not in it for the synthetic money. We're in it for the call money, right? The synthetic does what it does, right? Up or down, whatever. We're not going to judge them on that. It is what it is. But the weekly calls, this is a judgment call. So I really do hope they know something. I really do. And I hope they're right. But this is one of probably the worst setups to a week I've ever seen. Because Tesla's on the uprise. And they go pretty much at the money with half the contracts. More than half the contracts. So I know some of you say it's called YieldMax. Well, are they going to yield anything next week? We'll see. They didn't yield anything last week, just so you guys know. But it's ugly, man. It's ugly. And what is my reaction? All right, they don't even deserve an emoji, a face emoji. They deserve a poop emoji, okay? Because that call was straight up poop to me, right? They probably did it from the shitter, right? They're hitting buttons. They're making moves. It was shit. Let's be honest. It was shit. That was a bad call. That's just my opinion, though, right? This is not financial advice. Clearly, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is fun and entertainment. The fund managers are the experts. They are qualified for this. So hopefully they know something that we don't. But from the outside looking in, just another schlep on YouTube, this is what I think about it. Straight up poop. That's what it is. It's poop. Poop everywhere. Poop on the 2%. Poop on the 0.74%. Poop. Man, I hope they're right. And believe me. And then someone will say, all right, you were wrong. That's fine. I better be wrong. I got money invested in this. But it don't look good. All right, how's our payment tracker? Not like it matters at this point because we're not going to make money, right? Anyway, synthetic income still sitting at that 5,100 credit because they haven't done anything on the synthetic. Short call income, yes, we're actually showing we made money, but it was because of the aggressive short calls into next week, okay? 4.4 million. So again, they strategically did that, hoping Tesla would stay flat. It has to stay flat or go down if we want to make money. I mean, okay, maybe it'll go up $1, but not. Man, oh man. All right, so we're calculating about 5 cents a share. But yeah, man, not good. Not happy about this, man. This is how much it would cost to close. Obviously, we have a whole week, so this is irrelevant. But we'll track this as the week goes on. We'll highlight these too. But yeah, it's we have to root against Tesla this week. If you own TSLY, you want Tesla to stay flat or go down. That's it. Sorry to say that. If you own Tesla straight up, then if you own Tesla and TSLY, you just want it to stay flat, right? You don't want it to go down. But if you own Tesla and TSLY, you don't want it to go up, right? But it's very unfortunate because how are we supposed to root for a company if they're giving no room for rooting, right? This is just poop. It's poop. Poop, poop, poop. Okay. All right. I'm done venting on TSLY. Let's go to CONY. Not like this is any better, but let's go to CONY. Look at this disaster. Oh, my God. Yeah, so what in the heck is going on? So they closed the synthetic. If you look at the top, sell call, BC, buy, close, put. All right, they closed that 130 out, and they added to the 140. No, they created a 140. 140 did not exist, right? Yeah. And then they sold all those contracts. Well, if you look, they closed 23,365 and they opened 22,365. So they left out 1,000, right? So I don't know. And then where are we at here? And then they did BC, buy to close a whole crap load of other stocks. So looks like, in summary, I know you can't see, but just by looking at this, but they sold a call one position. One position. Like, I know this is too much to look at. Let's get to the spreadsheet. All right, synthetic 130. This is what they closed in green. This is what they made. So, again, February 9th was Friday. They closed out the 23,365 contracts. They got a credit for the call of $49 million. They paid out $21.9 million for the put. They closed out the put. Obviously, they made money on that. But in the end, this synthetic created $40 million in income. As far as February is concerned, we made $39.2 million, which is very good. So I was surprised they closed this out already. But you'll see why in a second, why they did this, I think. All right, so the new synthetic, this is a brand new tab. Yeah, they made me work last night. Creating tabs, doing all this, getting frustrated. We got a 2.9. Again, yesterday, 22,365. Let's make sure I got the number right. Yeah, they closed out 23,365. They opened 22,365. So maybe people sold out. But anyway, the buy call cost $35 million. The sell put cost $32 million. Almost a wash, so that's fine. So here's their new position, which expires March 15th. Like, why are they choosing these close expiration dates? It's like the synthetic it's now a tool. We have weekly calls. Now we have monthly synthetics. What happened to 6 months to a year? So, like, this game, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the other funds are doing. TSLY's not much better, but maybe the other funds that are less volatile, they go out 6 months to a year. If anyone knows that, let me know. I should probably check myself, but anybody got time for that? All right, so here's the February profits, 3.7 million debits. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's go to yesterday. How did we do? Well, this week, look at the day before, upset. Yeah, so 2 days in a row, man. Thursday went up 8.59. Friday went up 7.12. The good part on Thursday, we captured most of that gain. The bad part on Friday, we captured 2% of the 7%. So, yuck. So, yeah, we were capped, but we knew we were capped, right? So, how did we do on our weekly calls? Well, we did horrible. We lost our shirts. Look at the price differential. The one in gray, we already closed, so just look at the ones in white. $248 versus $7, $312 versus $856, $192 versus $985, $216 versus $758. And the worst one of all, which this one actually expired next week, but they closed it anyway, $322 versus $1505. Oh, good Lord. So we paid out, let's zoom out, there you go, call debit. Look at that, we paid out $346,000. We paid out $8.8 million, $394,000, $8.4 million. Look at this. We just got destroyed. We paid out like $18 million yesterday in losses. So, did we win? No, we did not win. We yield nothing. This is, again, a yield nothing situation. I don't blame them as bad because this is, COIN, they were at least out of the money with CONY, coin strike prices, right? So, and then COIN just jumped out of nowhere, just jumped. So, okay. This is like, again, they had them pretty scattered, maybe not enough, obviously, but it's crazy, man. We lost money. Now let's look into next week. So again, they chose one strike. What are they doing? But they chose 16.21% out of the money. So how do we feel about that? Me personally, I'm not happy. I think they should still scatter, right? I think they should have done like maybe 10% out of the money, 15% out of the money, and 20% out of the money. Why? On a normal week, maybe this is okay, but earnings is next week. Earnings on COIN. Could you imagine the volatility of this. So anyway, but based on what they did, they got 6.4 million on that. Okay. So, but based on what they paid up above, we are at a loss for this month. Okay. We're a loss, 13 million loss. Cash and treasuries actually went up $8 million. So again, we got 6 million from this, but we paid out a crap load of losses, but outstanding shares probably came in. So outstanding shares 15,075,000, assuming that's updated. Short call income debit. So I'm not going to go into the rest. Let's get into the active tab. Now, again, one position, one strike. This is unlike CONY. This is unlike them. But at least they're 16.2% out of the money. Normally when TSLY does one strike, they do 2.5% out of the money, right? So I can't be all that mad about this. I still don't know why they didn't scatter. But look at the 30-day IV. Look at that. I assume it's because earnings is coming up. It's just like nobody knows what's going to happen. But 93%, right? Maybe we'll hit 100% next week. Hopefully more contracts come in, and then they could sell more weekly calls and get a really, really good premium. And that's the beauty of earnings week, right? You get such a massive premium because there's so much volatility. All right, so CONY is back up at 2066. This is after the distribution. So guess what? This fund is kicking ass. This fund is doing really good. So CONY owners are very happy. And look at this. Potential of 335 gains in next week. So even if coin went up 20%, we'll capture 335. And I think people will be happy with that. Again, granted, 16% out of the money. I should not be pissed, which, again, I'm not. I think it's really good. It's a good spot to be in. However, I just don't understand why they don't scatter. I don't know. All right, what's my reaction? I honestly don't know what to react. So I'm kind of smiling, but I'm backwards. So I don't know it's unpredictable week. So this is my reaction. I don't even know what it means. But it means I'm happy, kind of, maybe. So there we go. How are we looking for the payment? Ooh, well, look at that. Synthetic income. Why did they bring in that synthetic income? Why did they close out the synthetic position? Well, look at that short call income. $13.1 million loss. So that's a debit. But synthetic to the rescue, 21 million. So they actually made so far 8.7 million, which is already a 58-cent distribution. So solid. And if we could start producing short call income starting next week, it's a beautiful thing. Again, they're not going to they have to win next week and then sell calls into the following to get more premium, plus sell additional weekly premiums throughout the week to hopefully get this 13 million into a credit somehow. It's not going to be easy, but the synthetic kind of saved us. We'll see what happens though. But yeah, we're looking at 58 cents so far. Pretty good. The holdings, one easy to track, one strike, not hard. 320. Okay, great. Actually, I didn't go over the break even. All right, so the break even is 167.87. A coin is at 141.99. So that leaves us plenty of room. But it's earnings week, so I don't think there ever can be plenty of room. So yeah, that's the summary. That's the update for YieldMax funds, TSLY and CONY. I wish I could give you better news. So TSLY, yeah, TSLY and CONY both lost this week. In summary, right? They both lost money. Obviously, TSLY calls very close to the money. So they're being very aggressive, they're being very brave, and they're assuming Tesla will stay flat or go down. Will they be right? Time will tell, okay? And as far as CONY has earnings this week. So they protected themselves by going 16% out of the money, which again, last week they essentially went 16% up in 2 days. So with earnings, you never know, man. You never know. Usually with earnings, I think I don't know what the percentages are, but I think you're more likely to go down than go up. But with coin, it's just so unpredictable. I think it's been getting a lot of hate lately, so I just feel like it's going to go up again. Who knows? What do I know, right? Why are you listening to me? But anyway, that's the summary for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. If you did, please click the like button. And guess what? It's keyword time. So I have a half marathon coming up in April that I need to train for. And I haven't trained at all this week. But today in New Jersey, it's going to be 60 degrees. So guess what? No excuses. I got to get my fat ass outside and I got to get running. Hopefully at least 5 miles, maybe more. So the keywords for today to prove that you made it this far in the video is run, fat ass, run. You know? Again, you can write run, fatty, run. If you don't want to write ass, you can write run, fatty, run, fat ass, run. Just something to motivate me to get me moving this today. I gotta get running, right? Gotta get these strikes out of my head, and go from there. And also, by the way, today I will be making a video on the YieldMax and YieldMag predictions. I did a short, and that was based on a quick estimate based on the numbers I have. You'll like my YMax prediction. My YMag is more of a guesstimate, but you'll see what I'm doing, and I'll try to do that every month. And but long story short, I'm pretty confident my YMax number is going to be good. I'll be surprised if it's not. So look out for that. I'll have to make that video at some point. Hopefully I'll get it out this afternoon. And yeah, that's it. I hope everyone has a great weekend. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on both of them. Let me know about the Tesla strikes. Are you aggravated like me, or are you just like, they know what they're doing, they're the experts, leave them alone, all right? If you are, good for you, man. You're a better man than me. But maybe it hurts more because I track it so closely. And what do you think about the coin strike? One strike, 16% out of the money, one strike, earnings week. What do you think? Are you good? Pretty good, right? Backwards smiley face. I don't know. Either way, guys, have a great weekend. As always, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Later.